I imagine it's been, you should be irritated. I respect that you're irritated. I understand that. It was considering the last couple of days. But what we talked about, I said to you, I have to ask you a question about it. And you said, okay, you're a friend. Go on.
No, I did. We can read this. I said,
I said to you, Michael, I've been defending you
I do not want you to be disingenuous.
I'm not being disingenuous.
Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Don Lemon and Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff is the author that writes a lot of books about Trump administration and different people who have been part of the Republican Party. A lot of books that he writes are not flattering. We have to say that. It's not flattering. But he gets into the rooms where he's like the bar fly. He's like the wall fly or the fly on the wall. And he gets invited to all these important spaces. And he's able to sit down, listen to them, and he's able to relate a lot of the inside stories. Now, one of the things that he does, apparently, and I guess he did it with Epstein, because there's a lot of emails between him and Epstein. At least we only saw one, but apparently there must be more. One of the things for him to get into the Epstein world is that he had to be friendly. He had to, like he said, suck up and give advice to Epstein. And he's feeling away right now because all these reporters are trying to punk him, and he feel that Don Lemon was doing that on the show. He said, you heard a little bit of the clip, that he's saying that Don Lemon is being disingenuous. Don Lemon said, we talked about this before this interview, and I told you I was going to ask you a question, but he said that you're being disingenuous with the way that you're asking the question. Like, you don't know that you have to act a certain way in order to get the story. And he said that that Don Lemon is treating him the same way that CNN treated him when he had to leave because of him pursuing whatever action he pursued, and CNN acted like they didn't know what the hell was going on, and they treated him like a leper. So he said that you're doing the same thing to me. Who's child? I find this to be so interesting. So interesting. And one of the things I found even really interesting is when Michael Wolff said that I have lots of tape of Jeffrey Epstein. Lots of tapes and write up about Jeffrey Epstein. He said, I tried to give it to the bloggers and I tried to give it to the media. Nobody wanted to touch it because they felt it was icky, and they felt that, that they don't want to give Epstein a voice and get to know what Epstein knew. And I get that. But he said it was also because a lot of people was afraid of the current administration, because they were afraid to release anything that would get them sued or they would get them in trouble with the current administration. I 100% volunteer my page, my time, my energy to release whatever information that Michael Wolff want to release. Whatever information Michael feel that he needs to release, as long as it came directly from Epstein's voice, I am more than happy to release it, have a conversation about it. Are we serious? For you to tell me, for Michael Wolff to tell me that he had all of these tapes and emails are coming out in which he is giving advice to Epstein to not say anything about Trump, let Trump hang himself, and then be able to have Trump owe him? Oh, Epstein? That's full blackmail mode. It's no longer Russian Gate, it's Epstein Gate. It's no longer Russia has stuff on Trump, Epstein has stuff on Trump. And Michael was all in on it. He was all in on it. He knows a lot of crap. He knows a lot of things, to the point where he is saying, allegedly, Melania Trump had an affair, according to what I'm hearing. This is why Melania Trump is suing Michael Wolff now. He said allegedly, he didn't even say allegedly, but I'm saying allegedly, that Melania Trump had an affair with Jeffrey Epstein. That's what he said. He said that. So you mean to tell me, no truth, I'm exhausted. So how you guys doing? I'm exhausted, guys. I just came from an amazing event. So most likely we won't go tonight. If we go, it would have to be very, very late because I need to take a nap. But before I was taking a nap, I started seeing this episode here. So if I go, we'll probably be in the middle of the night. But most likely we'll go tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. But we'll most likely go tomorrow. I know Grandma Flip is waiting for us to do a casino night. But let me go to this thing. So I'm sitting here and I've been watching, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of other little tape things. Because apparently something else came out today that I'm like, okay, this is. I don't even know where to go with this. But at the end of the day, I want to talk about Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff, right? He already accused Melania Trump of having some type of sexual relationship with Epstein, right? And she's freaking out. She's pissed off. She's suing him. And he said now he's kind of suing her. And he said he wants to have a discovery. Hell yeah, have a discovery. Hell yeah, have a discovery. There's been lots of different people who accuse Melania Trump of being a tuition, selling some of her buddha, right? There's been accusations. I think it's the Daily Beast or something like that. I forgot the newspaper. It was Daily something that had to go into bankruptcy because she got money because they said that she was a tuition. She was selling that and she sued them because it turned out the French guy or I think it was the French photographer. But whoever they had as a witness to testify backed out, and they didn't do the due diligence to have actually receipts. So she got some money. They had to sell her out of court, and which led them to like shut down or go into bankruptcy. So now Michael going all in. It was like, yo, check it. She and him had something going on. Now seeing the email between Michael Wolff and Epstein, I'm kind of inclined to believe that Michael Wolff had receipts that Melania Trump was tapping that ass with Epstein. Okay, allegedly. I don't have the receipts. You can't come to me. Mama Flip no shit. All I'm doing is listening. But for me to sit here and watch Michael be all indignant, because Don Lemon, to the point where Don Lemon wanted to said that there was a particular journalist that wanted to tell him to release a file, and he said, no, I don't want to hear anything from her because she's an a-hole. Like, come on, let me see if I can hear this. Hold on, let me see this. Hold on.
Repeating this now, so I'm going to let you.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
I wanted you to finish your statement, but yeah, I was taking back a bit about what you said about Tara. I don't have that relationship with her.
All right, the person's name is Tara.
For the express purpose.
Hold on.
Some care came out in.
I'm going back a little bit.
February of the. Okay, the.
She posted.
I don't want to hear it.
Here it is, right here.
That crosses him gets.
Hold on. So Michael said he want. Okay, here's Michael.
I want to play something from a journalist, and just to get your response. And this is Tara Palmieri. She posted.
Tara Palmieri.
Okay. First thing, I think she's incompetent and an asshole.
Can you imagine? Who the hell is Terry Palmieri? Whoever. How is it, sir? Michael Wolff, sir, what the hell? You calling other journalists asshole and dumb and brainless and incompetent, and you Michael Wolff is going in. Michael Wolff is going in this week. I mean, I'm like, yo, what happened, Michael? What happened? Don Lemon said that Michael Wolff is actually a writer. He writes books. So technically, is he considered a journalist if you write books? Because you have the journalists who report on the news and updates, and you have writers who could write nonfiction and fiction. He writes books. Most of the time, he writes about political leaders and stuff like that and political scandals, but he writes books. So apparently, this journalist right? Terry P. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce her last name again. Wants him to release all of the Epstein tapes and information that he currently have. And this is where Michael Wolff come in. Is like, he can't stand her because I guess she hurt his feelings. But he said when he was trying to release it all these years, nobody cared. He said now that everybody care, because all this time he's been trying to push Epstein, Trump, and nobody was paying attention to him. Now everybody paying attention to him. Now he like, yo, y'all coming after me and disrespecting me when I'm the one that got the story. I'm the one that's been pushing it. Y'all over here calling me a sucker, a suck up, and all kind of stuff like that. You guys have the nerve. And the reason why he's upset with Don, because he said to Don and all the reporters, you guys know how it is when you need to get a story. The best way to get in the room is to suck up, is to be friendly, is to give information, is to make promises, and you guys are acting like you guys are elite and above that when he's calling bullshit. And I hear what Michael Wolff is saying, to be honest with you. I never really liked Michael Wolff because of the fact that I felt that Michael Wolff was one of these people that kept too many dark secrets that he could release earlier on, whether people wanted to hear it or not. There was a lot of things that he could release about Trump prior to 2016, in my opinion. I could be wrong, because a lot of the stuff that he got was, after, the guy, got into the White House. But I think he had a lot of stuff, especially if he talked to Epstein. That's the thing about me and Michael Wolff. A lot of these emails between Michael Wolff was in 2015. 2015. So that means that your sorry ass knew the kind of nonsense and disgusting behavior, the friendship, the outrageousness of Donald Trump prior to 2016, and you didn't let nobody know. Instead of letting somebody know, you got so comfortable with Jeffrey that you would tell Jeffrey, don't say nothing. Let him hang himself, so that way we have a patsy in government. We have somebody that we can blackmail. That's what you're saying. So even though I agree with him when he says that that reporters should know better, that a lot of reporters know that they, in order to get to certain, they gotta suck up and they gotta do all kind of pretty much sell their soul. Even though I agree with that, and I couldn't understand why he's angry, because he knows everybody does the same thing. It takes a very rare, upstanding type of reporter to not see to those low depths if they want to get the juicier story. I get that, but the thing is that he is a shark. He's a shark. He wanted the power. That's why he stuck by Epstein. That's why he told him not to say anything about Trump, and say if Trump if somebody asks Trump about Epstein, they should write up a statement for Trump. It all was a ploy. So even though I get that he's pissed off about being reprimanded, you kind of set yourself up for that, Michael. You did. You set yourself up for that. But then, because I always have to go back and forth and think about every single aspect of everything. If he was right, and he said, I offered to share all this information with everybody in 2015, to every reporter, every blogger, I offered so they could spread it wide, so people could know the truth about Trump, and everybody said no, then something, and I have to give him some grace when it comes to that. Because the thing is, if I'm trying to give you stuff and say, hey, this guy is bad, here's the paper, here's the proof, I don't want to release it all by myself. I don't want to be the lone soldier out here by myself where he could sue and destroy me. But if we come together united, we could bring this out to the world. And everybody's like, nah, not me. You on your own. I ain't touching that. I ain't trying to ruin my career, my name, put my family in danger. If that's what he had to deal with, then I'll give him some grace. I'll give him some grace, because you can't. There's certain things that you can't just do alone. Back in those days in 2016, everybody was crazed. No disrespect, my MAGA brothers and sisters, but you guys was crazed. You guys really wanted this man in office, to the point where you had FBI directors, Comey, actually destroying Hillary Clinton's chance to be president. All the Republicans was doing all kind of crazy stuff in order to get Donald Trump in. Everybody talking about how when he talking about grabbing the female by the PUS, it was locker room talk. It was a bunch of the alternate facts. I mean, it was a bunch of bullshit. Y'all all know that this man was a criminal. Y'all know that he was a snake. You know he was a predator, but nobody cared. So of course, Michael Wolff would be scared. If the man is getting away with almost everything, he ain't gonna go out on a limb by himself. Are you crazy? He's not gonna do that. You know, I still say that I don't know if Epstein, if he came out earlier, he would have been able to destroy Donald Trump's chances. I don't know, because like I said, I always said, no matter what Trump has done at the time and even now, a large portion of the American citizen would have voted for him anyway, made an excuse for him. They would have figured out a way to make an excuse for him. But I think Jeffrey Epstein if he ended up unaliving himself, because a lot of us still don't know, it's kind of tricky, right? We don't know if that's what he did, but if he ended up unaliving himself, I think it's because he felt that he made a bad choice. He felt that he made a bad choice. I think that he felt that he did enough. You understand what I'm saying? Let me explain to you why. Because according to the email, Michael Wolff and Epstein talked about having something over on Trump, in which Trump would be, I guess, more admirable to help him out in whatever difficult situation he had, right? And Epstein was very proud and very angry. Even though he was a pervert, he was a disgusting, mentally ill human being, he was very proud, and he got very angry and vicious, asked Fergie and asked Andrew, when he felt his friends and people who were supposed to have his back, because he gave them money and he protected them and he got them out of trouble. He felt angry when he felt those people didn't cover up for him, or at least came out. If you ain't gonna come out, at least stay quiet. You understand? That's why he was so mad with Fergie and Andrew, especially Fergie, when she said she don't associate with child something or other. He was very upset, and she had to apologize. You know, the whole email came out and stuff like that. I think with Trump, I think he decided, he listened to Michael and he decided, look, if this mofo wins, then I should be safe and good for life. But that's not what ended up happening. He ended up having another case. He ended up having to go to jail, and it's possibly going to have a long time. So he, in his mind, he's like, God damn it. In 2015, I could have had this mofo in the palm of my hand. But it's too late now, because he is too powerful, because most of America, and it wasn't most America, it was most America in 2024, but back then it was less than half. And everybody else stayed home. But he had like, what, 48%, something like that, and a lot of people stayed home, so which made him win. At the time, Donald Trump felt he was untouchable. So nothing that Jeffrey had, right, would have done anything to him, right? So I think that if he did do it, that means he felt despondent, and he said he didn't want to sit in that jail for the rest of his life, because he had an opportunity of sitting in that jail the rest of his life. So you have that part of it. Some people would say that, oh, Jeffrey unalived himself, if he did, is because he had a lot of information and stuff like that, and he had a lot of information he didn't want to share. And some people, again, conspiracy, said that the reason why he was unalived by somebody else is because they were trying to stop him from sharing that information. I don't know, because I don't know if he was unalive or not, but I do know that based on the Fergie email and the email that when Andrew was, Prince Andrew, and I'm going to still call him Prince Andrew, was begging him not to say anything, I think that he, meaning Epstein, had a tendency to threaten these people with how he knows them, the money he owes them, and how he knows them. There was an email, I think, between him and Maxwell where he said, I'm 75% there. I think in that email, it meant to me that he's really close to exposing Donald Trump. He's like 75% there. He's 25% still holding on to the secret, but he's almost there. And I think the reason why he's almost there is because Trump was giving a pushback. Trump wasn't helping him. He didn't help him with the case. He was ungrateful. Apparently, they got into a fight about some real estate, not about Virginia. So it was a lot there. It was a lot there. So it's interesting that with all this there, here come Michael Wolff in an email. And now Michael Wolff is pissed off. Because the email that Michael Wolff is an email between Michael Wolff and Epstein. So now Michael Wolff is pissed off because he feels that he is being played by his fellow journalists, even though he's not a journalist, being played as a sucker, as a wimp, as a kiss ass for Epstein. When he said, I'm the one that got the story. I'm the one that has the tapes. I don't know. I'm the one that knows everything that Epstein says. Y'all didn't get that. Y'all wasn't in the room. He wouldn't talk to y'all. I did what I had to do to talk to him. I'm the one that has the gold. Y'all need to respect me. Because I did it how I did it. But I got the prize. So we'll see, guys. I hope the case is still going on. I don't even know if the case is still going on with Melania and Michael. I myself, even though I have no proof, and it's all alleged, but I tend to believe that Michael Wolff, if he says that something happened with Epstein and Melania, that Michael has receipts, meaning that Epstein told him that something happened between him and Melania, that Epstein tapped that ass. I tend to believe that. I mean, we already saw an email between Epstein and Michael. So why would Michael come out there and say that, he has, this is what he knows, and then she over here trying to sue him? I hope they have a discovery. I hope it move forward. I hope the discovery. I hope we discover everything, because he wants to ask. I want to ask a question too. Did you tap that ass? I want to know. That's what I want to know. So anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by. We have Nita, hey, Nita 7804. Oh, is it 78 7606 7604? And of course, we have Truth in the house. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Please, when you come in, like, subscribe, and share. No, I'm not going to the casino. Truth, you didn't hear me earlier? Truth, you can't hear me? Am I talking just to talk? Truth, can you tell me if you heard me? If you hear me? Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure. Yes, I'm exhausted, Truth. I just came from a full day. So I'm laying down here and I'm covering some stuff. Thank you. You can hear me now. So you couldn't hear me before? You mean to tell me I was talking all this time and you couldn't hear me? Lord have mercy. I hope everybody hear me, because I'm not repeating what I'm saying. But Truth, if I go tonight, it's gonna be late night, but I've had an exhausting day, so most likely it'll be tomorrow. But thanks for stopping by, and thank you for hearing me out. Guys, as soon as you come across the live, please like, subscribe, and share. I think we have 58 subscribers. I'm trying to get over 100. And please go to our YouTube, our Mama Flip Slot channel. That's Mama's Flip Slot channel, because we need to try to get over 10,000. And YouTube algorithm is kicking all of the content creators behind. We are being torn apart right now. Don't know why, but we are. But so please follow Mama Flip Slots if you like to watch us play casino. We do have a lot of fun, and we spend a lot of money. And it's the luck of a draw. But also follow me here, because I talk a lot of crap. This is my talking crap channel, and I give a lot of opinion on different stuff. So yeah, so please join us. All right. So I'm going to be doing a couple of more lives, because apparently Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene is going crazy on Twitter. So we're gonna talk about that next. All right. Good to see you too. Okay, guys, I'll be back. Bye. Have a great Saturday. Okay, bye.